2, 1. What up, YouTube? Agent Persuasion here, and I'm here with my boy Logan, who just got second place here at YCS Indy, playing what deck, my friend?
Rescue Ace.
And then we're also here with First and Last Game. Didn't want to forget that. Any shout-outs you want to give before we do this this lit profile, my friend?
Oh yeah, first and foremost, I want to shout out my team, First or Last Gaming. I want to shout out the Facebook group, Clussy Town. That's where it all goes down. The Clussy Town Discord. That's where all the best players in the world are, for sure. Big shout out to Tristan and Danny. I definitely play tests with them the most.
Yeah.
Trevor, Griff as well. Ollie, Destin, Manav. I don't know who else I'm forgetting. I just did the shout outs before. Nate. Oh yeah, definitely shout out Nate. He's the cheerleader. He's the mascot. Shout out Johnny. He was my top 32 opponent. Shout out Jobber.
Yes.
Shout out Jem. And you just want to get into the profile?
Yeah, man, let's do it. You were playing Rescue Ace, of course.
I was. So the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! This card lets you set 4 from deck. 2 Rescue Ace Turbulence.
Wee woo.
Then I played 3 Stratos Rescue Ace Airlifter.
Wee woo.
I played 2 Rescue Ace Hydrant. This I wanted to go to 3, but I maxed out the Dia Bellstar engine, so I felt like I didn't need more than 2. And I think for the most part 2 was fine. I know the guy who won played 3, but our lists were pretty different. 2 Preventer. This card's broken. This card's not okay.
He said this card's not okay.
1 Rescue Ace Impulse. I don't know the name. I barely use this card. This card's not good. You probably don't need it. I think I resolved this card like maybe 2 times. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd play that again. Then I played 3 of the Black Witch. This card is crazy. I don't know how people aren't playing 3 of this card. I know the guy that won played 1, but he did not play Jet Synchron. This card was insane as well. My end board is, if I open any sort of 2-card combination of like this, Wanted, plus Airlifter, like Emergency, or like any way to get to Turbulence, I just end on Barone Savage, like set 4. This card just lets you extend through a lot. Then I played 3 Better E-Telly because it lets you dodge like hand traps and dodge interactions. Then I played Rhoda. This is kind of debatable. I played 3 Prospy. I just wanted, my non-engine was built to where I could draw it as like my 6th card, and I felt like being able to dig for my non-engine made this like a pseudo version of non-engine. I also just like, I only bricked 1 time during like day 1, day 2 in Top Cut, which I think this card was like, I always had this card going out second, like decided out going second as well, so I think 3 was fine. Maybe I'd go down to 2. I played 3 Wanted and 1 of this thing, I don't know what it's called. That's pretty standard, those cards are insane. Play Rescue and Alert, and the Field Spell, Rescue Ace Headquarters. I think in the future maybe I'd play 2 Alert. This card, like, I pretty much lost to this card in the finals. There's so many times where like they try to interrupt you on the Hydrant and you can just like chain this card and get Turbulence and you just win. And then for my non-engine, I played 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, 3 Talents, and then the best card in the deck, 3 Super Poly. And then I played these 2 cards. You never want to draw them, so I don't even know the names. That was 42 cards. The math was perfect. Don't question it. 13, 13, 3 was the math. All makes sense. The side deck, I sided 3 Droll, 3 Nib, 3 Biscules. These cards are really good because they can beat over Inspector Border.
Did that happen? Did that happen though?
It didn't happen, but that was my game plan.
Tell him how game 2 went.
Oh yeah, Duster was crazy. I sided 3 Spellbound. I never drew this card. It did nothing. It's probably really good, but I only played 1 purely, and I just got like destroyed. He had like Thrust, Talents, Duster, evenly, like everything. So yeah, I probably still side this in the future. And then I side 1 Pankratops. This is my boy. This card is crazy. Goes in against like everything going second, especially the mirror. Feather Duster won me a lot of games, especially with especially with Prospy. Like if you play like any one of, it's like you're playing 4 kind of because you just always find it. And then Reinforce. This card's actually a good trap card. This card lets you grind like against Labyrinth in the mirror match. It lets you reset a spell. It's the only way to get back the field spell from the graveyard. And also it protects Hydrant. There's a lot of openings where like if you open and you only have Turbulence, if you go like set up like Preventer Hydrant with this, there's like no way they can crack through it. Pretty much makes it a Towers.
Did you feel like there was anything in your side deck that you felt like you weren't able to side to cover that matchup?
Runic stuff.
Like back row decks, yeah.
Yeah, I gave up the back row deck matchup, but luckily all the back row decks I played I beat anyways. I just drew Duster a lot and Paker Tops.
Yeah, I was on that.
I won the die. Like I lost most of my die rolls throughout the tournament, but I ended up winning the die rolls that mattered, which is kind of like what you need to have happen to go far in a tournament. And then I do feel like I definitely wish I sided Enemy Controller.
Yeah.
I had that card in my side deck until like Thursday, and I took it out last minute for Spellbound. I think this would have just been better as Enemy Controller because Econ's still good against Purely. And maybe also like Anti-Spell or Solemn Judgment. People flip Judgment on me a lot, but they kept losing when they did. So maybe I shouldn't play that card.
Yeah, the lethal line.
Yeah.
Kill them.
Oh, it was crazy. In top 8, I set up my full board, and like lethal is just so easy in this deck. I put him to 1. He had 1 card with the Hydrant on field. He literally summoned Turbulence, set Rescue, rescued back my IP, made Selene summoned back, made Access Code, popped both my monsters, and did 83 through my whole board. It was like I don't really want to be activating Solemn Judgment right now. You just die.
Wait, how do you make Celine with IP?
With the Charmers.
IP into Celine.
Yeah, that's not a spellcaster.
Yeah, he had a Spellcaster. For the extra deck, play Link Rebo. This guy's crazy. I found out on Thursday that this is a quick effect in the graveyard. I wanted to cut this card for Anima. I'm like, I messaged like 8 people. I'm like, why do we play this card instead of Anima? Nobody could give me an answer. And then I just started playing games with Tristan. I'm like, I read the card. It has a parentheses quick effect. That's new to me.
Yeah, sick container on Hydrant, Chain Link Rebo.
I play Bolt of the Charmers. In testing, these cards were crazy. At the tournament, like this card had no text, and this card summoned back in Ash one time. Played 2 SP. I probably summoned these like 40 times, 50 times.
Jesus Christ.
Cards are broken.
I know we said this before, but do you actually feel like we're gonna need the 3rd SP?
Yes.
Right.
I needed the 3rd SP, or actually what I needed was Nightmare Phoenix a couple of times. Like there's just some niche situations kept coming up where like I would already have an SP in rotation, and I wanted like another way to clear stuff. So maybe like a unicorn or something. I played IP. This is part of my end board when I don't draw the Diabell Stars. This card's insane. Access Code. This card was a blank in my extra deck. I summoned it 1 time, I think, against Runic Stun. Johnny.
Me, I died.
Proxy and Dweller. These cards are broken. I summoned it top 8 against Unchained. I summoned it against Tyr. Outside of that, I never made him, but when it came up, it was definitely worth it. Then I played Savage Baron. It's part of my combo. I'll run through that in like a second. Then I played a bunch of Super Poly targets, and this was really dumb. I played Garura. I never summoned it. I played Guilty. I never summoned it. I played Draco Quest. I never summoned it. And I summoned Mud Dragon like 25 times.
Jesus Christ.
This card was way too good. There was times where like in the mirror match, I could have summoned Garura or summoned Guilty, and I legit like was a super polying my own monsters to make this card, because when you summon this, there's nothing they can do in the mirror. I should have just played Instant Fusion in my main deck as well. That card was crazy.
I feel like the other reason why Loki like never comes up to where we don't get to like play the extra deck targets too is that like we're in a format where there's so many more diverse decks.
Yeah.
Like if you play against Flu, you need Garura. If you play against like Sprite board, sometimes you need the Garura too.
I definitely did not need this card, but Danny playtested Mana Diem a lot versus me and kind of spooked me into playing it. Also, like this card can clear this board, which I thought people might make. This definitely should have been a Celine, though. I had Celine in my deck. That was like the one card I changed. Big mistake not playing that card. Although I never really needed it, there's definitely times where like it would have been nice to have. And then just before we end this, so I had 3 end boards I was making. So basically, I'm just gonna kind of shortcut it. I'm gonna go through like every combination that you can possibly have, but pretty much if you have any of these cards, these are all 1-card starters. Any of these can get you to a Dweller turn 1 with, you make Proxy F, you bring back this, and then you fuse Proxy F and whatever you have for Mud Dragon, you make Dweller. So if I know I'm against a deck where Dweller is good, I make Dweller turn 1. Plus this, or this plus this. Or there's a million other combinations that can get you to this, but that's the most simple line. I would end on Savage, Barone with Force Set.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I open just like, basically just Airlifter, or if I just like, if I had Nib in hand or as like playing more conservative, I would end on IP with Preventer on field. And basically what this will let you do is it lets you play around Super Poly really well. And when you link this off, you make SP to banish on their turn. Preventer summons back Airlifter, you get the follow-up. And then you go Rescue, summon back Preventer, and you get the Book of Moon as well. So I felt like that was just the most safe play for the 1-card combos. And yeah, I think that's pretty much a deck. My matchups were pretty good. I lost to Rika. I lost to Purely. The Purely match, I kind of just like gave up the match because I was already guaranteed top, and I didn't want to reveal too much about my deck. So I was legit just like setting a monster pass and just letting him reveal his own deck. He showed me like evenly matched Lightning Storm and all that. And then in the finals, obviously, I lost to the Mirror. Econ is crazy.
He said Econ crazy. Yeah, that card is crazy. Well, congratulations on getting 2nd place, Logan. It's well deserved. Next time you're gonna get that trophy for sure. I already know because you've been grinding out here. I see you, brother. And yeah, congrats again, and thanks for Deck Profile.
Thank you.
Under the sea, under the sea.